Right, we're on to science, and it's the last bit of our book, and I'm kind of sad. I've really enjoyed this book, so I'm probably going to have to try to find it on Thrift Books because I got it from the library. So if you have your copy of Life on Surtsey, you can get it out. If you haven't told somebody what you remember from last week, specifically about the moth, the discovery of the moth, and information that we got about why you can find certain insects at certain times of the year. That was very interesting to me and a kind of a revelation. So if you haven't told somebody that, go ahead and do that, then come back and I'll begin reading. I'll begin reading. So we're reading on page 62. I'm not reading the Surtsey Lava yet, but I will read that at the very end. And I'm going to begin kind of at the top of page 62, so right here. So here's a picture here. It looks like a cell tower, doesn't it? Oh, it's a weather tower. It's a weather tower. So Erling says that you never know what you're missing. I need to make 3 expeditions every summer. He collects one pitfall trap sample after another, dreaming all the while of longer and more frequent visits, allowing him to do more sampling and therefore have a fuller picture of the insects that call the island home, the habitats they live in, and the ecosystems they are helping to create. The final 2 traps that Erling collects are back up near the research hut in a bed of very sharp and hard to navigate lava known as Aa lava. The formations here are speckled with mosses and lichens that are pretty enough to take Erling's attention away from his insects. He pauses between traps to take a few pictures. Shortly after, Matthias and Erling regroup at the hut, catch up on the morning's collections, and pack away their samples. By the time they're ready to head back outside, clouds have blotted out the sun and a cold wind has picked up. They add a few layers of clothes and join Borgpor, Bordis, and Jarni for their very last data collection task of the 2015 expedition, the annual nest count. The small team heads for the gull colony, Borgpor carrying a tall walking stick, a tape measure, and a clipboard. They pass the Aa lava bed and Surtsey's weather tower, and the 3rd man-made structure on the island, and head to the outer edges of the gull colony, where Surtsey's resident lesser black-backed gulls and herring gulls nest. To begin the count, Borgpor plants his stick in the very center of the plot, then hooks the end of his tape measure over a nail at its top end. While he secures the end this way, Jarni takes the other end of the tape measure out to a distance of 58.5 feet. The other 3 nest hunters line up between Jarni and Borgpor along the length of the tape measure and face the same direction. On Borgpor's signal, they begin to walk in a circle, scanning the ground in front of their feet for gulls' nests and shouting out when they found one. They make a complete circle. Borgpor records their findings. They repeat this procedure in each plot within the gull colony until they've counted nests in all of them. They find dozens of nests and even a few chicks hiding in the rocks. Ever on the lookout for new life here, Jarni, a soil scientist with a passion for fungi, spots a flush of mushrooms hidden in the long grass. The nest counters take a break as Jarni records the find. So here's a picture of them doing just that. So they're walking and making records of how many nests and the eggs and baby birds, and then finding the mushrooms. Wasn't that a cute little baby bird on there? By the time the nest count is done, the sky is spitting a cold rain. Matthias and Erling decide to pull down the tent trap they set up earlier in the week now, instead of waiting until morning. It's much easier to work with when it's dry. Eventually, the whole team trudges back to the hut, loaded down with the tent trap, insect samples, and nesting information. And this is a closer look at the mushrooms that they found hiding, and then, of course, them looking and recording information about it. So this mushroom is called Galerina pseudomycinopsis, or it has an Icelandic name, Didjokvief. And that was the first time they'd seen that mushroom on Surtsey. So inside, the heater is running again and the entire expedition team assembles. They've each completed their on-island work for the year and it's officially time to celebrate. There's a ceremonial cleaning of the dining table, no errant fly wings allowed, and Borgpor carves the pre-cooked leg of lamb that he'd lifted out of the sand earlier in the day. Someone lights a candle, someone else folds fancy paper napkins and sets them beside plastic wine glasses on the table. Soon the table is set with boiled red potatoes, gravy, beans, cabbage salad, and rhubarb jam too. Before the scientists take their seat, Borgpor offers a toast to their successful mission. Skål! The team shouts in unison, lifting their glasses to cheer a job well done. You guessed it, skål means cheers in Icelandic. Tonight's is the longest dinner of the week, with conversation in both Icelandic and English, and lots of laughter. A toast is made to each new plant discovered, and to each new insect, and of course to the eider duck. A toast is made to Surtsey itself, and as the candle burns low, the scientists laugh and joke and talk their way through their farewell night. In the morning, the 2015 expedition team will pack up everything they've brought here, as well as the samples and data they've collected. They'll clean up the hut, close its shutters again, lock its door. They'll cart their equipment and supplies down to the shore, past the lime grass and the Lava and the Morthen P beach. On the spit, they'll take turns lugging their gear to the rock wall and over it. They'll collect bright orange buoys that have washed up as debris on the spit. The Icelandic Coast Guard can reuse them. They'll snack on hard-boiled eggs and enjoy the curious seals that pop out of the ocean to stare at them. When the Coast Guard ship that will bring them back to the mainland finally glides into view, they'll stand and begin the journey back to older Earth, carrying with them a whole lot of information about life on this upstart island. And there's a picture of a seal saying hi to them. So here's a picture of the whole team that went that year. Of course, each year maybe there'll be different teams that go. And then I'll read you a teeny bit about the lava. So Surtsey's lava is classified by their mineral composition and is high in silica, iron, and magnesium. It's called basaltic lava. Basaltic lava is further divided into 3 types, 2 of which are visible on the island. Lava is very thick and as a result slow moving. When it cools, it hardens into sharp pointed peaks that can be treacherous to navigate on foot. Pehohoi lava is markedly less viscous than lava and so flows faster. When it hardens, the rock it forms has a smooth surface that is sometimes described as ropey. The 3rd type of basaltic lava, called pillow lava, forms when lava flows under the sea. So those are the 3 types of lava. So the lava is the pointy lava that they were talking about. So very interesting. If you want more information on Surtsey, you can always go look up Surtsey Island updates and see what other things they have discovered. Of course, this was in 2015, which was 5 years ago. So I'm sure there are more things that have been discovered on the island, more insects, more plants, more animals, and just more scientific discoveries in and of itself. But I have really enjoyed this book. I think the bee book in this book has been my favorite. So you guys let me know which has been your favorite. Be sure and tell someone what you remember from our reading, and don't forget to finish working on your timeline or diagram of the life of Surtsey. So how it began and where it is according to this book. And of course, if you want to look up more information and add to your timeline, you can.